friends, welcome back to the homestead. Today I am working on prepping a canning recipe. I have a bunch of peaches here and they're not all ripe. So the ones that are ripe, I'm going to go ahead and peel, crush, and just store them in some freezer containers. Freeze them in some freezer containers, and then when the rest of the peaches are ready, I can go ahead and make my preserve recipe. But I wanted to share with you how to skin peaches. This is something that a lot of people get, I don't know, they feel a little bit intimidated by it, but it's really easy. I have a big old pot of water here that I am bringing up to a boil. I have a great big bowl of ice water here, which I'm going to move over here away from the heat. I've got my peaches, and I have a sharp little paring knife. And that's really all that oh, one more thing. And I have my handy little tool. This is called a spider. I get a lot of questions about this when people see it. This is just kind of a bamboo wire one. But a lot of times you'll see people use these for frying to scoop things out. I find it very handy for a lot of things, including pulling out peaches from boiling water. Alright, so you can see over here I've got a couple of peaches in my ice water. Those are ones that I have already done this with. So I'm going to take a peach here, and I'm just going to take a sharp pointy knife, and I'm going to score an X in the bottom of the peach. You don't have to go real deep. You just kind of right across the bottom there. And I'm going to do that with just a few peaches. I usually do 2 or 3. Now this one's actually got a little bit of a bruise, but that's okay. It's still good to make jam with. And again, the ones that are so kind of green, I'm setting them off to the side. I just want the ones that are ripe and ready. Alright, so my water here is just barely at the boiling stage. It's bubbling, but it's not going crazy. You don't have to have it rapidly boiling to do this. You just need it almost there. So I'm going to take my little spider tool and I'm going to set my peaches down into the water. And I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes. And this may take less, it may take longer. It just depends upon how ripe your peaches are and how hot the water is. And you'll notice right away that the peaches start getting darker in color. But what is happening is you're basically flash cooking the outside surface of the peach, which causes the skin to come loose. And this may happen very quickly depending upon, again, the ripeness of your peaches. The timer itself doesn't really matter to me. I just kind of use that to judge how long I've had them in there. And right away, you can see already with this one, maybe, let's see if I can zoom you down here, the skin is starting to split on that peach. You see that right there? So that shows me that that one is already ready. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out and put it in my ice water. And I'm watching for that to happen with all 3 of the peaches. Alright, that one's starting to split. See, this peach wasn't quite as ripe, so it's going to take just a little bit longer. You don't want to leave the peaches in there too long because you're not trying to cook the peach. You're just trying to get the skins loose. Alright, I can see that starting to pull up now, so we'll go ahead and take that out. Alright, so now I'm going to take one of the peaches that I scalded, basically, or blanched, and I'm just going to take my fingers where it is split here at the bottom, and I'm just going to kind of pull the skin back. Now, depending upon your peach and how ripe or unripe they are, this can be easy or not, but look at that right there. Now if your peaches are super ripe, this you can barely keep the skin on and it'll just slide right off. But it makes it really easy to get your skins off of the peaches and leave all of the meat on the peach, which is what you want. You just want to be able to remove the skin and keep all of the meat for the peach. Just like that. So now that one is ready to use for the recipe. And I'm going to repeat this with all of my peaches. Now, if you have a peach that wasn't super ripe and you have some spots where maybe the skin is sticking a little bit to the meat, you would just take your little paring knife and just kind of grab hold of the skin and pull it off. Not a big deal. But if you timed it just right and your peaches were good and ripe, then that skin is just going to slip right off. And there you go. That is how you easily remove the skins from peaches using the blanching method. And by the way, that is the same way that you remove tomato skins for canning. The only difference being is that you will cut the core out of a tomato when you do this. So I hope you find this helpful. If you liked this little video, please give me a thumbs up. And thanks for joining me here in the homestead. My name is Constance of Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.